want to talk to you about fake is a mistake. When I was born, I already had 2 older sisters, and shortly after me along came my little brother. When I was younger, I loved to learn to do things by myself. One of the things I loved to do was creating my own outfits. Unfortunately, more times than others, the results were, rather amusing. With oddly shaped creations, clashing colours, and wearing hand-me-downs from my sisters that didn't quite fit yet. However, my 3-year-old self wasn't aware of what was right, expected, or in. I was me. I didn't look like anyone else, and I didn't care. Somewhere, somehow, from that moment to this, something changed. As all kids do, I grew up. And as I grew up, I grew more and more aware of the people around me. Instead of looking in the mirror and thinking, what do I want to wear today? I started looking in the mirror and measuring my own worth on what other people look like. I started comparing myself to the world around me. You might say this is just a part of growing up, but I believe that this small change in our outlook in life can limit our potential and smother our creativity. I want to present to you 3 reasons why I think we need to be aware of this problem and stop it infecting our hearts, our minds, and our everyday life. Number 1. Comparison reduces the true you. Research tells us that by comparing ourselves to people that we think are better than us results in jealousy, low self-confidence, and depression, while comparing ourselves to those less fortunate than us makes us feel good. But taking pleasure in someone else's failures or misfortunes in order to feel good about us causes an unhealthy disconnection and unhealthy competitiveness. Comparing always leads to a dangerous place, either devaluing others or devaluing yourself. Neither is healthy, and neither makes you feel good in the end. Number 2, we often compare against incorrect ideals. We've all got our Instagram feeds, and the version of yourself that you present to the outer world. And let's face it, the version we show to others is usually a filtered and edited version of the true you. When someone asks you how you are, we often answer in saying, I'm fine, or I'm doing good, instead of telling them the truth. Your life sucks, you forgot to do the homework, and you're failing your class. A recent study confirmed that people are less likely to show their bad emotions than their good emotions. Not only is what we see an incomplete story or picture, we tend to change the information that we do receive. So next time you're thinking of comparing yourself to someone else, ask yourself, is it really the best thing to compare yourself to others when you don't have the full picture?
So good.
Steve Furtick says, the reason we struggle with insecurities is because we compare our behind-the-scenes life with everyone else's highlight reel. Number 3, it doesn't get you anywhere that you want to go. Thinking about how someone is better looking, smarter, or has better grades than you is both time-consuming and ineffective. Being hard on yourself actually kills motivation and makes you want to give up. If you really want to live a life that feels full, put your time and energy into your own values. To get your focus in the right place, ask yourself the following questions. When you imagine yourself about to die, looking back on your life, are you really going to say, I'm really glad that I spent all this time becoming an exact replica of everyone else? What experiences and achievements will be most important to you? What kind of influence do you want to be? What do you want people to remember when they hear your name? Use these personal values as a barometer on which you compare, rather than the accomplishments of those around you. Because every minute you spend wishing you had someone else's life is a minute you just spent wasting your own. Comparison is not a battle worth fighting. If comparing yourself to other people is how you measure your worth, you will always lose. One of the things that make life full, fun, and interesting is learning from and celebrating the talents of others. So focus your life on being the best version of you. The only person you should be comparing yourself with is yesterday's version of yourself. So next time you catch yourself using someone else as a benchmark for your own worth, stop. And think about how ineffective this strategy really is. Instead, focus your time and energy on your own values and what is needed to achieve them. I owe it to that 3-year-old version of myself to not fall into this trap of comparison. For me, it looks like noticing that not all these stories I see around me are going to be the full story. For me, it looks like realizing that personality and creativity begins where comparison leaves. What does it look like for you? memorized it, but I'm freaking out. Okay.